That only goes to our lawyers. I mean, our internal cost, it's at least $150,000. And that's money we probably will never get back. I'm over 50. I mean, imagine if I was a 25-year-old activist filmmaker doing this film. They wouldn't stand a chance.
Dole failed to stop bananas from being seen, but they succeeded in making other filmmakers nervous about taking on the topic of corporate malfeasance. Chevron succeeded in obtaining the footage they wanted from Crude, a case that may affect journalists' ability to protect their sources in the future. And this may just be the beginning.
Corporations will just continue to go after filmmakers like that because they can wear them down.
It's about freedom of speech. That's the story. And we need to defend it, and we need to defend people who are put under pressure from big corporations. People have the right to tell the story.
More Global Village Voices now on documentaries and the trouble with corporations.
The argument about the film Bananas was whether it's journalism or propaganda masquerading as journalism. While I agree that it could have been more balanced, I do believe that it merited legal protection.
Documentary filmmakers are investigative journalists. In fact, they do some of the best investigative reporting in the world. That's why the troubling trend of subpoenas being issued to documentary filmmakers troubles First Amendment advocates. It's troubling because it will dry up sources of information. Sources will be less willing to talk to documentary filmmakers if they think that what they will say will end up in a courtroom.
As for the movie Crude, it's the same question that could lead a court to force a print reporter to turn over a notebook. So the movie did have legal protections, but the court decided that the information was vital to Chevron's case, and in retrospect, it looks like it was.
Finally, we've seen a lot of viral video, some of it musical in nature, over the revolution in Egypt. This is the music video that, as far as we can tell, has attracted the most hits. It's closing in on 1 million. The song's called Sut al-Hurriya, which means voice of freedom. It's mostly shot in Tahrir Square, where the singer Amir Eid gets protesters to sing or lip-sync his lyrics. Now, we only have time to show you some of this, but we've got the link to the entire track up on our Facebook page, where you can just click on the CC logo to get the closed captioning if you want to see the lyrics in English. We'll see you next time at The Listening Post.
نزلت وقلت أنا مش راجع وكتبت بدمي في كل شارع سمعنا اللي ما كانش سامع واتكسرت كل الموانع سلاحنا كان أحلامنا وبكرة واضح قدامنا من زمان بنستنى بندور مش لاقيين مكاننا
Malaysia has created the world's tallest self-installing wellhead platform and designed the largest and most advanced racecourses. Discover Malaysia's service excellence at the Malaysia Services Exhibition Abu Dhabi. Register with Martrade.
He's taken stolen goods and he's now dumping them onto the world without any sort of consideration for consequences.
From people making the news.
If the North will be saved a lot of trouble, I think it is important that they should come together.
To those it affects.
We do accept that there was very bad mistakes made in our banking area.
Behind the headlines.
Most South Koreans are not interested in reunification.
Is the inside story. At this time on Al Jazeera.
They grew up as Americans, children of refugees who fled the war in Somalia. Yet now, some are returning to fight and die in a homeland they can barely remember. This is the story of young Somalis who have forsaken the American dream in pursuit of a jihadist ideology. What's turned them to this path? What's been the impact on their families back here in the US? And what can the American authorities do about it?
The Raghi Omar Report, at this time on Al Jazeera.
It is in the details. A look. A connection. The moments that reveal the truth. Award-winning documentaries from critically acclaimed filmmakers. Witness documentaries to open your eyes. At this time on Al Jazeera.
From the world to your phone. Al Jazeera Mobile.
This is Al Jazeera.
Warm welcome, good to have you with us for this News Hour live from Doha with me, David Foster. And from Al Jazeera's news centres here in Doha and London, these are the main world stories. Libyan forces fire on funeral goers as a crackdown on dissenting voices leaves at least 200 dead.
I'm Stephen Cohen in London. Links to Libya. We investigate Europe's close business relationship with Muammar Gaddafi.
Bahrain's demonstrators demand concessions before going in for talks with the country's ruling party.
I'm Nick Spicer in Hamburg, where voters are poised to kick off what could be a difficult regional election season for Chancellor Angela Merkel.
Plus, 5 more years at the top. Uganda's leaders elected president again. The opposition cries fraud. The unrest spreading east and west across the Arab world is escalating. Deadly security crackdowns continue and the death tolls in a number of countries continues to climb. In Libya, the leader, Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, is confronting the most serious challenge to his rule in 42 years. Government forces have been unleashed on protesters, particularly in the city of Benghazi. A Libyan hospital official puts the death toll there at 200. Well, the people of Bahrain were up early to begin another day of protest in the capital, Manama. The government's ordered the military to withdraw from the Pearl roundabout, also the police, after 6 demonstrators were killed there on Thursday. And protesters have clashed with pro-government supporters outside Sana'a University in Yemen. Since the troubles began there, around about 10 days ago, 6 people have died. And calls for anti-government protests also being heard in Morocco. That's a new country to add to the list. While in Kuwait, protesters were injured after riot police used tear gas